Hey guys, Kate from Persistence Pays here, and I want to share a little story with you and tell you why my particular issue that I've been facing is the exact same approach that you've been taking with your health. So to give you a bit of context, I had an email, kate@persistencepays.com, and for whatever reason it stopped working, and I think it was my own doing, but we can't be sure. So this email address was super important for my business because that was where a lot of people were reaching out to ask questions, a lot of people were reaching out for assistance, and for a long time it wasn't working, and I had tried several different ways and methods of making that email address start working again. So I had spent hours and hours on Google researching. I'd asked different people to help me out. I'd even paid some different people, and for whatever reason, no one had the patience or no one had the knowledge in order to make that happen. So I gave up. I gave up on fixing that email because I needed a solution to have as an email address. So I made just a Gmail address, like persistencepayscoaching@gmail.com in the interim, but forgot or didn't know how to go about making this kate@persistencepays.com email start working again, because I had tried a couple of different solutions. And so this quick fix email has been something that I've been using for a number of months now. What happened was I realized, or it came to my attention, that I'd actually been missing out on coaching inquiries because that was the address that was linked with the contact form on my website. And as such, I was missing out on, or not getting back to people who were asking some quite serious questions about their health and reaching out for help. So it took that realization for me to decide that I was going once and for all to make the change or make the action in making sure that this email address issue that has been on my plate to solve for too many months that I'm even wanting to admit, and I would do whatever it took to make sure that email was fixed. So I went on to a site called Upwork, which is a freelancing site, and posted a job, and this guy emailed me or sent me a message, and he said that he was an email expert and that he could solve my issue in 20 minutes. And I was like, mate, if you can solve this issue in 20 minutes, you are legitimately a godsend. So I clicked hire and we started working on solving the issue. So he took over, I was sitting here on my laptop and he took over my screen, and I was literally sitting here watching as he was trying different things that I had already tried. He either thought that I had no idea what I was doing, which I kind of don't, but I had tried all of these things based on researching through Google on how you go about solving the issue that I was having. So I was sitting here, not able to do work, being frustrated by watching him do things that I'd already done. And essentially it was just a process of elimination for him, and it soon came to fruition that it was more or a bigger issue than just the basic things that you need to do. And as such, it took 4 hours for him to work out what the issue was. But I was getting more and more frustrated because my day wasn't going to plan. I had planned to do all of these things, and for 4 hours of my day, I was literally just watching on my computer screen this guy do things, and I couldn't do any work because he had control of my screen. So there was several different occasions where I almost gave up because I was like, this has happened before. I've had people look at it for hours before. I've looked at it myself for hours before, and no one's been able to work it out. And so I almost threw in the towel. I almost messaged him being like, you know what, don't worry about it. This is just an unsolvable issue and let's just leave it because I've got other shit to do. But luckily the old phrase persistence pays kept ringing in my head because he kept saying, no, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. And after 4 hours, the issue was solved. So I was absolutely stoked. Obviously, it went from frustration to utter excitement because finally this issue that I had been having had been resolved. So the reason that this frustrating afternoon of mine relates to the way that you approach your health is because every little thing that I did over the last couple of months and even yesterday afternoon in terms of dealing with this issue is the exact approach that people take with their health every single day for months and maybe even years on end. So to start with, I was jumping between different things and I wasn't allowing anyone to stick it out long enough to actually see if they could work it out. The way that people do with different diets, different protocols, different coaches, they jump between things because they want the quick fix or they want results straight away, and when they don't see the results, they just give up. Additionally, I created the Persistence Pace coaching email address, which was a quick fix. Obviously that worked for a certain amount of time, but then I realized that I was missing out on all of these emails, and so it wasn't actually, it was like a band-aid solution. So that is the same mentality again that people have with their health, because they go about doing or undertaking a quick fix diet, and those diets are like a band-aid solution to the overall issue, because by doing that you're not actually dealing with what's going on in here and what the real root of the cause is. You're just losing weight really quickly and then doing it over and over again because you haven't actually dealt with the issue. The other thing that I had done in the beginning or in the first few months was that because I wasn't getting the result that I was after, I just kept giving up on it and I just kept putting it on the back burner and saying, whatever, I'll deal with it later. And that later never came until yesterday. So again, it's similar to the way that people approach their health, because they go through these quick fix things, they don't work, they're just a band-aid solution, they don't actually deal with the real issue, and then they continue on this perpetual dieting life cycle and they're like a hamster on the wheel because they're not getting they're getting the results that they want initially, and then they're gaining the weight back, and so they continue to keep giving up. It took me realizing that I was missing out on potential clients and on actually helping people in the world for me to actually take full action on doing whatever it is that I could to take action on the issue. And I find that that's something that, again, a lot of people need with their health. For a lot of people, there needs to be something that is kind of like the catalyst, the reason as to why they need to commit to their health. Then as we went on and I'd actually hired the guy and he was taking control of my computer, I was getting so frustrated because he'd said it would take 20 minutes, it then didn't take 20 minutes. I hadn't planned to fit in this 4-hour window of fixing the email issue in my day, and I had a very structured day planned out. And so I was getting frustrated by the lack of results, and as such, I almost threw in the towel on numerous times. I almost messaged him being like, don't worry about it, it's an unsolvable issue, just let's move on. Which again is the approach that people take. They expect results, they expect them fast, they expect this linear progression of weight loss, and when those things don't happen, they throw in the towel. But the thing is, they keep throwing in the towel over and over and over again, and years go by and they've actually gotten nowhere. They might have lost weight, but they've gained it back. And they've lost and gained so many times they can't even remember. And as such, over a long period of time, they've actually gotten nowhere. So there's two things that actually allowed for this issue to be solved, apart from the guy's knowledge. First of all was persistence, because I kept getting frustrated. I was literally just sitting here watching my screen, doing some gramming on my phone, but watching my screen being like, you told me 20 minutes and I haven't planned for this email debacle to take up half my day. So I kept persisting because I told myself that I would give it my all to resolve this issue. And the second thing was actually having the guy continue to encourage me. I think he might have sensed that I was getting slightly frustrated based on my direct messaging. And he kept saying, Kate, I can try this other thing. I can try this other thing. And so he kept giving me this little renewed sense of motivation and little renewed sense of light at the end of the tunnel, so that I wasn't gonna throw in the towel. Just like your health, you need to be persistent. Life gets in the way, challenges get in the way, there's speed bumps, shit happens, someone says something, your boss is a dick, you happen to eat off your plan, but that doesn't mean that you have to give up. Life's always gonna happen. It's never gonna be a perfect time to commit to this process. And as such, you need to ensure that you persist for what is most important and what is most healthy for you. And secondly, like I said, having that guy there just be like, Kate, it's okay, I can try something else. And he just kept trying and trying and trying. And having that guy's continued motivation and continued light just giving me that little bit of like, okay, maybe we can solve this, maybe we can get there. Having that external person as motivation and support seriously helped me and made me not say, hey, let's just give up on this because it's never gonna work. So persistence and having someone there to hold me, I guess, accountable to what it is that I had tried to achieve, but also supporting and motivating me through this frustrating process. Now that's just one small part of my day or my week, which was super frustrating, and a long-term weight loss journey can be a very frustrating experience. But like I said, persistence and having someone there to hold you accountable and support you through when the going gets tough is what will make you successful in this process. So, shameless plug, my kate@persistencepays.com email is currently working, which is super exciting. So if you would like to get in touch, please go ahead and send me through an email. Or additionally, there is a link to apply for my team. Just fill out the form, and what will happen after that is I will send you through an email and we'll work out a time to jump on the phone to have a discussion about where it is that you are now and what it is that you're looking to achieve. So thank you for listening to my story, guys. Like I said, everything about my approach to this email system is the approach that people take to their health, the quick fix mentality, giving up when the going gets tough, and not having someone there to support you through the process. So if there's anything to take from this, it's to do exactly the opposite and understand that this weight loss journey is going to be hard. You're going to be pushed and challenged and torn, and you might want to give up, but if you continually persist, if you push through the frustrations and the challenges, and if you have someone there to guide you, educate you, motivate you, support you, and hold you accountable, then the light at the end of the tunnel becomes reality, and the solution is that whatever your issue is will be resolved. So thank you for listening, guys. I look forward to hearing from you if you want to change your life for good, health, and good vibes.